Hello, Mayor Pro Tem, committee and council members, city staff and residents. This is Alex Hamilton, your fire chief, with a request for increasing the blanket PO for all-star fire equipment. And so very briefly, the recommendation from me is that the city council authorize the mayor to execute an agreement to blanket purchase order number 323-00265 with all-star fire equipment to increase the purchase order by $200,000 for a total amount not to exceed $400,000 for the purchase of structural firefighting personal protective equipment, or as we call them, turnouts, and then also some fire hose. Just as a little bit of background for this purchase, in March of 18, the city released an RFP for structural firefighting turnouts. Lion Manufacturing was the only vendor that responded to the request, and we've been very happy with the product that we get from Lion. And so All Star Fire Equipment is the sole vendor for Lion turnouts in our area. So there's jurisdictional or territorial restrictions as to who can sell Lion PPE and where. The other thing I really wanted to point out about the Lion turnouts is they use a product that they call Red Zone. It's the only UL verified particulate blocking turnout material. What that means for our personnel is that it helps protect the toxic substances and the toxic chemicals in smoke from reaching our firefighters' skin. One of the things, and I know I've spoken to council many times on the threat of cancer to our personnel. Red Zone is one thing that we're doing again to really reduce the exposure that our personnel get to carcinogens, and Red Zone is a big part of that. So moving on, the city currently has a not to exceed amount of $200,000, and thus far $170,000 has been spent on this blanket purchase order. However, as you can see there, we have two significant purchases that we know of right now. We may need to also purchase some fire hose before the year end. So that's where we'd like to take that not to exceed amount to $400,000. And with that, I would happy to entertain any questions. Thank you.